Welcome back, everybody, to the Mid-America Gamers Expo. My name is Grant, CFO, and joining me again for the action. Are you even surprised at this moment? It is the wonderful hot sauce, and man, what a last series we just saw between the Crusaders and the Warriors. The Crusaders, of course, charging in fearlessly, but the Warriors tried to fight them, and the Crusaders just toppled them yet again. It was a phenomenal push and pull kind of matchup, and we're glad that we got to see it. Not so much glad that it was over, because it truly was amazing, but there's still more action to come for us, so hot sauce, what you got for us?
Yeah, well, the two teams that we're about to see haven't lost yet, both being up there in that winner's bracket. But we just want to take a moment to thank EK Gaming. They supplied all the computers here as well. They're a leading provider of PC liquid cooling solutions. So check out the range of Fluid Gaming PCs on ekfluidgaming.com. Again, that's ekfluidgaming.com.
I mean, a lot of people are tired of fan cooling. Now you got water cooling, so why not go with it, right? So let's talk about the upcoming match that we've got going on. We've got University of Nebraska versus Yeet. Quite a name, first of all, right? And we don't know too much about these teams, except that, I mean, if they're in the winner's bracket, they haven't lost. It's only best of ones here.
Yeah, and I believe the map pick is going to be Icebox as well.
Yeah.
So a map that you used to not see as much. Teams are becoming more comfortable with it as well as more new maps come out. But again, it'll be interesting to see the character composition.
Yes.
You know, we see a lot of Sentinels with Killjoy, Cypher, Sova, those types of things. So I'm really just interested again in seeing the different comps and if we'll see a raise.
Yeah, well, fortunately for us, we don't have to wait too long. I know you like to see a raise. There's one for you on the defending side. Icebox is one of my favorite maps. Not only the concept of it, the art and whatnot, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on to it that we'll get to later, but this looks like to be our locked-in rosters. You got a Reyna on each side. You got a Sage on each side as well. Looking pretty even, but you talked about Sova as well. That's there, so it's a pretty even competition, but the only wild cards being Raze on one side, Viper on the other.
Jet.
Or, well, Raze and Jet. Viper, I just did see there's a matchup, so it's literally Raze and Jet, the only thing different.
Yeah, and I talked about that in the first game, how the first two comps were pretty different when normally you see only that one difference. And so that's what we see here. Both Raze and Jet phenomenal at Icebox. There's a lot of places to get up, especially on that A site as well. So, you know, whether it's Raze blast packing up there to get that early op shot or martial shot onto A, or Jet. So very versatile duelists and able to get on different various platforms. So two solid picks.
Definitely solid picks all around. And we're into the pistol round, and we've talked about how important this is for those who are perhaps unfamiliar. This is the decider of the economy that shapes most of the rest of the game, at least the first push. And we talked about how push and pull it was in the last series. That's something we're probably going to see all night. The pistol round really sets you up for success, winning that econ and being able to get a big buy into that second round. It's going to go well for you. But here we go. The Sovas clashing at each other. Locations being revealed. Viper blocking off vision as well. Scouting out the area. Looks like the site is mostly clean for the defenders at the moment. Christian, though, coming out of nowhere, finding the first pick of the series and of the game. Ransom up around the other side, too. Finds a pick with Sova. Gets killed, rather. There's one for Raze. And look for the second. Unable to find it. J-Dog picking up two. Now that's Christian with a second as well. Still a little even, 3-2. And now things change. 2v2. We're all even up. And this could change on a dime.
Yeah, Christian already with a 3K. Absolutely popping off with Jet here so far. Josh able to steal that kill away from J-Dog. Now Meister in the back, but it's Josh with a 2K. And what a round clutch here for that attacking team, which is Nebraska.
And I think they got the spike down as well. I don't know if it gives you extra economy after the round is over, but still just fun to do anyway. So the economy going in favor of, obviously, the victors here of University of Nebraska. They're going for Spectres in on this one. This is pretty typical of what you would see. You're going into the SMG. You're not trying to go too fancy with it. You get the heavy shields, and you're all set up for a very, very solid round two.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see. We do see the full Spectre there. Will Christian? Oh, Christian's actually going to get the Vandal here. So he's going with a big boy gun here. Viper wall over onto A site, the counter Viper wall as well. Some sprays coming out, just trying to find a little damage here early in case someone tends to be peeking, but no one there, no damage done. And right now, I believe it's Yeet stacked 4 on A. So this could be a big play if they can find that rotation around Viper, trying to maintain control of mid there. But if University of Nebraska can get over to that B site and lock it down, they'll realize that no one's there.
Well, unfortunately for them, they don't have all the information that us casters do, as well as us spectators. Not able to see through walls, can't see threats. Again, the point we made last time is you have to treat every situation as a threat. Now over here on yellow, Lux waiting it out. I don't think they caught the peek of that one. That's going to be Peeker's advantage the other way. Ransom picking it up with the Spectre. Has to avoid the smoke as well. Catches one up top, can't get the kill. Tries and just falls short. Triggy, beautiful kill with the classic. Coming back around, pushing away from yellow. Get away from that threat if you can. Jadon looks right, nothing to be found. This could change at any moment. This is the beauty of Valorant, is this situation where there's two teams against each other. It's gonna pick up like right here. Jason gets there to pick. Now Christian, and it ends like that. If that's not a proof of my point, I don't know what is.
4 absolutely quick kills in succession as they take 2 rounds in a row. But you know, we talked about how when you are able to force buy, you most likely win that second round. So all in all, nothing that we weren't expecting here. But now the full buy coming out from Yeet. Time to see what they can do. It looks like we are going to take a little time out here, though. Maybe a technical pause.
Yeah, maybe a technical pause. I don't know exactly what the issue might be.
Looks like a headset
yeah,
issue.
It looks like a little bit of audio. I was going to say it wouldn't be anything in terms of strategy or mentality or worrying about your players, because it's 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the beginning. That's just normal. You lost pistol round, you lose another one, and that's just how it is. There wouldn't be a pause for any other reason. So hopefully we can get those sorted out as soon as possible. Certainly unfortunate that it has to happen, but does look like it might be resolved. We don't need a TO or anything up for that one, so should be resuming any second.
Yeah, just they might give him a little extra time here too. Normally technical pauses are a little different than personal team pauses, so
yeah,
we work to get that headset sorted out. But in the meantime, again, they're doing a great job, pressuring A, trying to create. We saw them 4-stack A last round on defense, so creating a lot of pressure over there. We'll look to see the team spread out now that they're on a full buy, and really it comes down to a great use of that utility. Can you maybe get one of these teams to cheat a certain direction, maybe over-rotate ahead of time, and then press that site? So we'll see if they're able to keep this going.
I do like that we're seeing such a dominance of that domain of A, making sure that nobody's going to get into your domain. So I do like that they put such heavy pressure on that. It can be a little difficult to push. I mean, not only just in general, but with 4 people on site, it's just not happening. So maybe look to that B side a couple more. We did see it go down that way, and the attackers were successful with it. So maybe that's something they look for the future. Christian unable to pick up the first pick. As Ransom wants to push through this Viper wall. Psycho knows that something's coming around, but might be a little ways out.
Yeah, just being patient. Again, you don't want to be too over-aggressive sometimes, especially when you know they're on a full buy. Try to find that early pick or that early kill, but now the pressure comes. Bouncing Psycho with an A, but it's already by him. Ransom pressing in, but Psycho able to find that kill. Triggy gets one as well. J13 on the trade. Now Christian back and forth, and J13 with a 2K. They are making their presence known over here on this A site. Spike goes down with ease, and now Sage and Viper find themselves on that rotation through the middle, trying to check these angles. They're going to have to push through this Viper wall.
Oh, no.
And that just makes things that much tougher as it begins to fall. Holding the angle as well, and Nightster able to find one there. He knows there's another one in Nest. Josh on the other side, and Josh finds the kill on Deluxe, now on a 2v1. And both Viper and Sova are hurting very badly for help there, but Josh, what a shot, the one tap from the Vandal, and it's all she wrote.
Wasn't quite able to get rid of that utility that revealed their location. They've missed it by an inch, and it's so unfortunate, but that's 3 games now to University of Nebraska. And again, I'm talking about the beauty of Valorant, how quickly that one picked up. It's just kills all day long. I think J13 got, I know they got 2. I want to say they got all 3 in just that round alone for their team. That's a confidence booster for you. Your economy is also looking good to the point where you can get those full buys and everything starts to even out. But on the other side, now Yeet losing 3 in a row. This is that struggle. We've seen pushbacks come to fruition before. Now it's just about if we can see that again, and I really like the use of Viper here, blocking off the most crucial points of vision. That's what you're going to see a ton on this A site as they continue to put all their marbles, all their eggs in one basket on A.
Yeah, and Nebraska knows too that they have lost that most recent round, so they're most likely back on another eco round or partially a half buy round. So again, they're able to push here together. We can see Christian just forcing his way into side. The Blade Storm, he can't find Lux here though. 2 knives remaining. Can he find something? And he finds the head of Psycho to refresh the knives, but it's Lux with a beautiful trade. Ransom now trading him out in a 4v2 situation. The sprays coming through next as well, but man, these rounds are just ending quickly.
They are. These are some of the quickest rounds we've seen. Now, we did see like a 10-second round in the last series, which was quite a joy to watch, but this one going much more quickly in rapid succession, multiple rounds going by. And again, look at that. They had a full 9,000 credits, Josh, just then for that full buy. Economy has never looked better. There's still 7,000 left over for J13. This is a point where University of Nebraska are not going to be faltering anytime soon, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Christian 6-2, Josh already 5-0, so just playing very well, popping off early. You know, LE just needs to take a moment, settle things down. Of course, another free buy for them, so a very crucial round. They need to start to string together 1 or 2 here on this defensive side. Just trying to remain patient, a little crack in that Viper wall, and both of these Vipers doing a great job of working against each other. Free firing, tapping out. Goodness. None of those shots finding their mark somehow, though, able to dodge by that.
I don't even think any bit of damage was dealt at that point either. It was just, I mean, shots that looked like they were landing, but somehow didn't. So you escape with murder there in quite an inverse, literal way. Gun peeking out, that's going to give you away any day of the week. Lux able to find one there onto the other Viper. Christian peering down their sights. Ransom in the background, getting another real nice and close here. J13 scouting for some kind of information. That's a huge wall that's going to help out as the spike goes down on yellow on that B site.
Yeah, they do have that 4v3 advantage here. Of course, the utility coming in from Psycho as well. Trying to use intel. Most people tend to hide behind yellow here. They're tucked up the alley as well. Christian fires one off. That's a double kill for him there nearly in just a few seconds, and really displaying the off skills.
In and out, just like that. It looked to me like they missed, but they actually got that one. It was literally a case of blink and you miss it, and that's how precise and quick you have to be, especially if you're going to go with the AWP. That is a high-profile weapon. Maximum economy as well, by the way, have to point that out. But a high-profile weapon that if you are to die with that one, that is up for grabs for the other team. You see a Marshall coming out on the other side, so you know that they've got a sniper. I mean, every team has got to have their sniper, so definitely want to hold on to that one. You have to be quick, and Jet certainly helps out with that, being able to dash away and get out of harm's way quickly.
Yeah, Christian really kind of channeling his inner Wardell there with the op-Jet combination. Just doing a great job of getting those picks, dashing out of harm's way, and now we can see that OWL drone coming up toward the B site. Of course, Rain is blind as well, trying to flash his team onto site, the crack in the Viper wall. But again, there's no need to press that far. The Poison Cloud just isn't far enough to keep him off that plan as well, and just an easy spike plan yet again for them.
It has always been this way, just super simple. You put up the Sage wall and you're just like, yep, I'll take this cover any day of the week. Jason, though, might be looking for some. Can't get anything to go. Christian missing their mark. Nobody finding anything they're looking to get. Still no kills. It's a miracle that none have happened, but a quick succession. J13 with a quick 4K doesn't find the ace. Jason's going to steal that for all those missed shots earlier.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful quadra kill coming out there from just the spray control, the transfer, just a great job by J13.
Certainly, and again, that op for Christian working out well. J13 is on another level, though. This is going to be quite the exciting match. I'm just amazed at the economy as well, just looking at it. Having 8s across the board, and you're just like, well, I'm just chilling here. I got some extra pocket cash, might go to the store later, pick up some groceries. You got all the money to spend in the world, and this is where University of Nebraska, do you think, okay, hear me out. Wild proposition, 13-0?
I think that'll be very tough. That is near impossible, especially with the high-level gameplay
I've seen it done
both
once.
of these teams. But you know, and again, a lot of these maps can be heavy-sided for attackers or defenders. But look at Josh, all the time in the world, a beautiful one-tap. Christian with a shorty as well. J-Dog did have a headshot. He's able to get Christian as well. J13 on the trade, though, and now on a 3v2 again. All the pressure here toward that A site. Sage able to get that spike down, and of course, J13 has the ult in hand. Could play off-site for that as well.
I think that is going to be the plan. Triggy knows something's around the corner here, or multiple things. Did not quite think about the backside of that. Nightser wants to get through this Sage wall. Can't get much from it. Or I'm just kidding, they can get 2 from it. That is much more than I anticipated they would get. Instantly shut down, and Ransom finishes the job with a 3K.
Yeah, that was a beautiful wall by Nightster. Pops up, grabs the 2K, had a nice res onto Raze, but unfortunately they were there waiting for that. And again, 7-0 right now. Just really just putting on the performance. 9-4, 8-1, 7-2, 7-4 for the top 4 there for UNL.
And this is where you have to be really skilled with whatever you got. You see the Marshal and 4 Sheriffs coming out. I almost got to see the 4 Sheriffs in the last series. I'm glad we get to finally see it here. And the combination of a Marshal as well. You're going to have to be really skilled. Those are guns where you have to hit your first shot. The Marshal has not the Marshal, but the Sheriff has a little bit more flexibility. But Christian doesn't need it. They've got an AWP. They've got one of the most powerful weapons in the game that they are going to cruise through A-side with.
Well, and you'll notice too here, I mean, Christian is just doing so good with this op.
Yeah.
There's not many smokes. I don't think there's no smokes really on Yeet's side here to help stop those ops. Smokes can go a long way when you're fighting teams that are using the ops, and unfortunately there's no cover for them to press as well, and Christian is just able to pick them off.
You can see up top waiting was one of the UNL players, just waiting for Lux to poke their head out, but Lux going to play the slow game as they should. Lands 1 shot. That's intel given away, though. You can't peek out from that. There's really not a lot you can do in that situation. It's very, very tough when you're in a 1v5 and they've got a full buy against a Sheriff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love to see some great Sheriff shots, but J13 holding it down up on pipes there. And really, I mean, they haven't had, I think they've gone B maybe once, but they haven't had to do much here. The pressure that they're creating at this A site is causing these rotations. They're getting the picks. They're winning all their gun battles. The crosshair placement, just on point right now. They're really clicking.
And even when you're defending and you just let the attackers come your way, you're still not able to do much about it. You stack so much of your resources onto A, and you really bank on the fact that they're going to go that. And this is the round where, you know, my gut feeling tells me they'll go B, and that is pretty much exactly what is happening. So you got to switch your coverage. I think they're starting to recognize it as they make their push down to the top side of the map. Christian covering up with smokes. Ransom picks up a quick kill of their own. Christian holding that angle. And that's where the defenders might be able to settle into place, but again, the Econ, the weapon choice, not on their side. Here comes the Sova ult, though, blind firing through the wall, doesn't pick up anything from it. Ransom on the retreat back to yellow. Jason picking up another as well. Oh boy, things are not looking too good, although they kind of even out until they don't. Josh just needs one more, and there it is.
Yeah, that op can be so devastating to the mental as well when you're getting picked off time and time again, and you don't have the smokes to kind of, you know, retaliate. Of course, Viper is there, but, you know, she can only be set up on one side, and really Jet, Christian, crew just doing a good job rotating away from these utilities. I mean, this team is just looking absolutely phenomenal right now.
I wasn't kidding about the 13-0 possibility. You know, it was a wild proposition, but when Econ's on your side, when you're looking this good, it just feels like that's the way it could go. Now we see a bit more of a scrap buy side of things for Yeet, so they kind of even up the competition, but they've waited a long time to get there. If they don't get this one, I think it's all over.
Yeah, I mean, they've stacked A here well. They've kind of sniffed this play out as well. Viper over there on B alone by themselves, but Tom's coming out. Ransom able to find one. Psycho with that ult does get Ransom, but now Jason on the trade as well on the Tricky. One tucked in the back of A site. That's J-Dog. But it looked like Sage was up top. Oh, she's up top super high on the wall, but J13 knew she was going to be up there. He saw the wall coming across the zip line, pops the head with ease. Jason, Josh now finding these kills. J13 finds the final one, and we are sitting at 10-0.
Oh Lord, and 5 players still alive. Quite a flawless round from them as they go to the double-digit zone. 3 rounds still to remain. They're just on top. There's not a lot to say about it. They are looking so good. They have not been stopped once. I don't think there's been a round that has even come close to being stopped, and they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, and not much is being adjusted, or at least unable to be adjusted for Yeet.
Yeah, well, I mean, UNL is just hitting all of their shots. So J13 is 11-1 right now, so he's just a monster. But you know, you would like to see them ideally get at least 3 or 4 rounds. You know, the bomb site here, they're pretty spread out, so rotations are far and long, so sometimes it can be easier for that attacking team, but if you don't come to that other side with a few rounds in the bag, you're in a world of hurt.
Certainly, we saw Christian go down, and that was the Opper on the side of UNL, so if Yeet can get their hands on that, that could be huge, at least for the economy now. Planting on the other side of the Sage Wall does get it down. UNL somehow get out of this situation, and it's evened up to a 3v3 on A. You got so many walls to avoid, so many areas and angles that anybody could come from. You got to look up, you got to look down, you got to look around the corner. J-Dog picking up Josh, another one onto Jason, looking for the third. Unable to get it for now, but could be closing in on it. J13 desperately fighting back and doesn't really need to, just needs to hold down the spike. New Viper's coming through, shot through the smoke, and another pick. Just needs one more. What a comeback this could be. The defuse going down, just wanted to get halfway, didn't even make it that far. Gets it done, and this might be enough time to defuse.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Time ticking. They are going to get that defusal though, but you know, I had the pleasure of running into UNL in the hallway here, and I got a moment to speak with them briefly, and we talked a little bit. But the players said, "Look out for J13.
Oh, yeah.
This man is a monster." And man, they were not lying. Out here, 14-2. Ransom, of course, 13-8. But all in all, just putting on quite the display, quite the performance out here.
Certainly, and Yeet get their first round in 10. This, I mean, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel a lot better than losing 10 straight. So knowing that you can at least take a round off is something to go. It's something to take with you on the road as you look to somehow miraculously come back. Lux gets an early pick. That's 2. Looking for 3. Knows where they are. Just not quite lined up in the sights. Josh has one around the back. Triggy narrowly avoiding danger and disaster. Gets one on J13. 2 more to go on the side of UNL. Josh takes down Triggy as well, very simply. Going for the headshot. Josh knows something's there. Now they really know something's there, as that Viper is going to go down. It is a 1v1 at the moment with those 2 Vipers.
Yeah, Josh seems to be the king of one-taps right now with that Vandal. He is just really working that weapon well, but 1 to 10, you know, you would love to see Yeet take another round here. I think these are the types of things that you remind yourself, you know, if a team is capable of taking 10 rounds on the attacking side, so are we. So, you know, you go in with that mindset that it is feasible. Obviously, it's a tough thing to do, but you can't count anybody out.
You certainly cannot. This is something that is attainable to any team. We know it's a possibility. Is it hard? 100% to take 10 rounds straight, but it is something that's still attainable. Josh from the sky takes down Psycho. Viper going in on the ult. This time from the other side, Knights are taking down Jason. Josh moving throughout as much as they can. They know that somebody's on an angle, not covering the right one. They're going to get picked off here. Quick flick, unsuccessful. Defenders picking up their second round.
Yes, well, 10-12 at halftime. We've heard of the 9-3 curse. Could it happen with 10-2? Highly unlikely, but we'll see if they can battle back. You know, I will say in these last few rounds, Yeet has been playing together very well. You can kind of hear some distant comms and such, but playing very well. The crosshair placement is up. We saw Triggy with that Guardian popping some heads as well. So if they can keep that momentum rolling, they could stand a chance. Of course, that pistol round is going to be ever so crucial for them, being down by this much. So they really desperately need to take this pistol round. And well, Christian has other plans waiting up top with that Sheriff.
Oh, certainly. And unfortunately, we have seen not the greatest results from, you know, when they do get those Sheriffs out, right? When Yeet do bring out the Sheriffs, they're not able to hit those marks. At least their accuracy wasn't as good as it could have been, and as good as it should have been, and as good as it needs to be right now. But Christian proving themselves to be better. Instant trade from Knightser as they move throughout. Lux taking down the top, going zipline. Christian waiting down low. Lux still waiting up there as well. It's a lot of back off because of how important this is, but things could be looking a little dark, except J-Dog looking pretty fierce as they come around, wanting to do some perimeter work if they can. There's really not much for them.
Yeah, Josh had a nice flank there, but it was sniffed out. They were able to find the kill. Now J-Dog actually picks up on J13 here, and kind of an odd display of aggressiveness from UNL on this defensive side. They have the ability to kind of play, you know, and let them come into their angles, but chose to push. Lux finds another, and now they find themselves from a 3v2 to a 2v1, all down to Christian. He has that Sheriff in hand, though. We've seen him do some dirty work at the beginning of this round, and now he's just waiting for that dart to clear. He's kind of on this big flank here, and we'll see if he can do something, kind of the calm before the storm. Lux is coming this way, about to run into each other, and Christian pop him ahead, now on a 1v1, has the opportunity to clutch this up. J-Dog lurking around over by MAGE here on the other side of 410, and it's J-Dog with a classic. Is he going to upgrade, though? He's searching for it. There, he's got it.
Oh, my gosh. What a close round. The fact that Christian, I mean, if anyone was to be in that situation, it was going to be Christian to clutch out that round. It came down to the 1v1. They evened it up real nice and well, but that was just a clever choice of peeking from the other side, from J-Dog, to get that final kill, keep the spike alive, and get on out of there. But it's, you know, only one round here. But it's the pistol round that they have just won. They have been suffering this entire series, this entire game without Econ, and now they finally have some in their favor. They're able to get the Spectre upgrades for round 2 as we push on in.
Yeah, and Viper's so good at holding down the B site. That's why they're able to kind of stack over toward this A site. A little harder to defend. Obviously, we saw him run away with it on the attacking. Now Triggy pressing in from the blind, able to pick up an easy kill here on Ransom. Nade's coming out as well, trying to use the utility, the sprays through the smoke and wall, but unable to find any damage. J13 just off by a hair on that one. Spike down with ease here now on a 4v5, and, well, Yeet giving UNL a little taste of their own medicine from this attacking side. So far going well. Tricky trying to push off the blind. The owl drone coming in from Sova as well. A lot of stuff going over by screens. Tricky able to find one and get out of there just in time. Psycho picks up a kill now. Nightster finds one as well. And that is the end of the round.
That was some phenomenal teamwork to come in and sweep in and help out your teammate like that, and then one to pick up a 3K. There you go. That is teamwork at its finest, and this is Yeet finally feeling themselves comfortable. I think this is a team, if it wasn't obvious before, that needs to win those pistol rounds to have that success, and now that they've got it, do you think we see 10 rounds straight, or 8 rounds rather? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely feasible. I think this map is a little easier to attack on. Like I said, the rotation from A site to B site is a very long one. If you can get onto site, get those early couple picks, now you have that man advantage and you can kind of play that defensive setup once the spike goes down. So Icebox can be an easier map to attack on. It kind of boils down to that use of utility, and here comes Christian finding one. Tricky though picks up the 2K. Josh tucked in the corner with the Bucky, and he ain't playing.
Oh, he certainly is not. A nasty kill, and just the kick of the shotgun, the sound that emits from it, it just feels good when you line it up so good. Hit him right center mass in the back. That's how you want to go about the Bucky. J13, though, creeping around the corner, going on the exterior, knows that there's people here. I think there is some confidence breaking out the Sheriff, trying to snipe long, but it's very difficult to snipe with a pistol. Just needs to line it up on the head. Now you know someone's there. Can't get the recon dart out instead. J-Dog waiting behind this wall. The Sova's going one-on-one. Pulls out the Spectre. Oh my goodness. What a quick flick and reflexes. Immediately focused on the objective yet again. Oh, trigger discipline is one heck of a thing, and Lux has got it. I think they were trying to bait their teammate just a little bit there.
Yeah, I think he was just a little slow on that. Sova was able to get around, and of course Sova probably heard him dropping off there as well, but he knew one was in front. Just too much happening for him to clutch that round. A great round here by Yeet as they start to string them together. Now 5 in a row actually for Yeet. So kind of a little bit of a reverse of what we saw that first half. And again, we talked about how it can be easier to attack on this site. And right now they're playing very well.
They really are playing very well. University of Nebraska not winning a single round. Imagine this comes all the way back to just 10-10. What a story that would be. What a game we would have at our hands and laying at our feet. It's just going to take a lot of work. You can't get complacent here because you know anything is possible. You know University of Nebraska is good. Triggy from downtown.
Just a beautiful shot from Triggy as well, and they're really starting to pick up the pace here. Christian, of course, has that op in hand. We'll see if he can do something. The spray coming through the Viper wall as well, but no damage being done. We can see J13 with that owl drone trying to get some intel. He does tag Triggy here. Gonna light him up for the team. That gives him a little idea. Jay, oh, the shot rings out, doesn't find his mark. Here comes the wall, trying to get a defusal. Can his teammates help him out from this? The spray coming through, but Ransom able to find one. J-Dog with a beautiful shock dart to make sure they do not get that defusal. J13 on the trade, though. Now Ransom, this is all turned around. Lux is the only one remaining here. Can they find the defusal? They're going to have to push and try to get something soon. Lux does find one, but J13 waiting patiently. And I would hate to see how many kills this man has now.
Would we though? I think it'd be something a little interesting to see, just a little bit, but this is now that first round, that short drought of 5 rounds comes to an end. You see J13 with 19
Almost
kills.
20.
Goodness gracious. And Ransom West is another player I want to spotlight, one to clean up the mess when it just can't be done at times. Ransom West comes out of nowhere to just pick off players like nobody's business. They're not the top fragger, but it doesn't matter. They're a team player, and that is what is giving a lot of leverage to University of Nebraska as they sit out just 2 rounds from taking a victory and the winner's final.
Absolutely, and a big full buy here for Yeet. The economy all but dwindled away, so definitely a crucial round for them. Christian waiting up top. This is a spot I love to sit in. I think Reyna saw him there, tries to bait out that shot, does just that, and now Christian gonna have to relocate. Tricky trying to press through mid here, or through A, I'm sorry. But Silva waiting up top, a little off battle maybe, but can't find the shot as Christian finally lands its mark. Jason with that Guardian as well, collects a kill, and now we're on to a 5v3.
Well, J13 busting out that Sova ult, just needs to land a mark and misses all of them. Christian now to Ransom West. Nobody able to find anything, but everybody lining up. J13 swinging down from the zip line like Tarzan. What is going on here? Oh, just swinging across like nobody's business.
Whoa.
It is 1 game away from going on to the grand final.
I would love to see that clip of Jay coming across that zip line right there. I'm pretty sure he didn't stop at all. I don't know how he hit that headshot, but that was just absolutely nutty.
Oh yeah, that was quite something. It just went across. You blink and you miss it. Again, I mean it's a gun, it's bullets, right? But so clean, just right across. Got the job done. Just doesn't even care. They're feeling way too comfortable right now. Now I don't mean that in a bad way. I think I mean that in a very good way. UNL, again, 1 round away. You got to be feeling good when the spread is 7 rounds, but you still know you got to play it at least a little bit serious here. You see Christian, who has been a deadly force of nature, coming out with their ult, the recon dart as well, revealing that location. Christian pushing in with the ult. That is great teamwork, sending your duelist out after giving them that crucial intel. As a very reluctant push, as it should be. There's another shotgun kill. No, they choke it just a little bit. Lux getting taken out, and then an instant trade.
Yeah, I mean, that man took a lot of judge shots to not fall, but Ransom Christian now with a double from the flank, and he nearly gets Triggy as well, who finds the kill with a Guardian. Now over by Yellow, J13 cleans up easily. The Viper ult in play, but no health left for Viper. He's got to have an idea. Here comes the intel. The dart in there to try and sniff out Viper, but Viper is on a huge rotation. I don't believe she'll get back in time. That ult is going to fall and give J13 an idea that she's not in there.
Oh, yeah, and not even go for the half defuse. You never fake defuse. Oh, wait a minute! Lux actually made it back in time. It looked like they were so much further away, but that just wasn't the case. They wanted to go in for the full defuse, not half it, not fake it, no gunfight, go for it all.
Yeah, just a great job by Yeet again, hanging on by a thread here. Match point for UNL. So Yeet having to win out here to hopefully force into overtime. Of course, it'll be UNL advancing on, waiting up top for that grand finale. And then, of course, the loser here will go down for that final losers bracket.
And not the place you want to be. You'd rather just get out, take a quick break. I mean, Valorant, there's so much time that expires in between that it would be a nice little reset as our first gunfight breaks out. Just 1 shot needed from Christian. Taking down Triggy. That's another one from Jason onto Psycho. Ready to heal here just a little bit, or rather go for the wall. Jason unable to make work of it. Lux going down. J-Dog with that Sova ult. We have not seen a Sova ult hit, at least I don't think, in this round. Not the biggest of deals, but never want to waste your ultimate like that. Christian lining up, scoping out the ankles, nothing to be found. Moving through kitchen. Nightser. Oh, it's a sketchy place to be. I wouldn't blame you for not going in. Oh, beautiful tap there from Josh. Looks for the second, and J-Dog takes it right back. It is 1 pick, another J13. It's 3-1. Spike down, though. And this is so close.
Josh is so deadly with that Vandal. We keep talking about the 1 and 2 taps. We constantly see him hitting those. Just a phenomenal job, and crosshair placement goes a long way with that. But now on a 2v1 situation, Sage all alone here. They have an idea, the wall coming up as well. Now the blind comes out, just trying to buy some time, trying to force them into this position. Nice, they're trying to get the jiggle peek. J13 up top though, and that is gonna end it. Hey, Nebraska is going to move on. The University of Nebraska, rather, is going to move on to that grand finale. But what a display by them. They came out 10-0, I think, right?
It was quite the round for sure. Quite the game, quite the series, even though it was only one. But my gosh, 10 rounds in a row? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And I wasn't kidding about the 13-0. It didn't happen, thank the Lord, but in the end, they finally got it done. They didn't mess up. There were 6 rounds that came back, but in the end, they treated the threat with respect, and they made sure not to let up any of the pressure, go in, finish it out, and then celebrate. Yeah,
they're going to be a tough team to beat. They have so many assets on that team, so many people that can shoot so well. Yeah. Christian, Josh, Jay, I mean, we saw them all putting in work, whether it was the Sheriff, the Op, the Vandal, the Phantom, J13. It was an absolute monster with Sova, and man, I feel bad for whoever has to play them in the grand finals.
I would feel bad as well, but I need a little bit of a refresh, as I'm sure these players do, so we are going to send it to a very quick break, and we'll be back with the losers final just after this.
Yeah, I mean, that man took a lot of judge shots to not fall, but Ransom Christian now with a double from the flank, and he
to be, I wouldn't blame you for not going in. Oh, beautiful.
Yellow here. We're tucked up the alley as well. Christian fires one off.
That's finding anything they're looking to get. Still no kills. It's a miracle that none have happened, but a quick succession. J13 with a quick fork.
You know, and again, a lot of these maps can be heavy-sided.
Unable to get it for now, but could be closing in on it. J13 desperately fighting back and doesn't really need to, just needs to hold down the spike. New Viper's coming through, shot through the smoke, and another pick.
Oh my!
Just needs one more. What a comeback this could be. The defuse going down. Just wanted to get halfway. Didn't even make it that far. Gets it done.